What is on your mind? I can tell you what's on your legs is a really kicking pair of jeans.
Do these not remind you of gauchos, though? I felt like they've got a gaucho pant feel.
They've got way too much structure to like fall into my hateful memories of gauchos.
Were you a gaucho wearer?
I had some gauchos. I gouged.
I gouged. I was in it. I mean,
how much fabric were you folding over from the top down
yards.
towards the hips?
Yards.
Maybe acquire an overskirt from that top layer.
Exactly.
If you're lucky. Because then you can do skirt over pants, which is also a fucked up thing that we did in our day.
The whole dress over pants. I mean, Katie Holmes did that recently.
How dare she?
I know.
Leave it in the past.
Let it go. And it even looked like a Forever 21 like type of dress you buy at the mall off the rack, limited to edition.
Katie.
Like bell bottom jeans. And then she was wearing New Balances or something like that.
She probably kept that shit because she was, I mean, a teen icon, right?
Right.
In that era. And then the naughty oddies. And
she's probably just
90s.
reusing it. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure she got a closet space. Well, these do not remind me of gauchos. Unless they're like a new era of like construction gauchos, which would be.
They're gauchos for the working man.
Which I believe gauchos probably were, like for like farmers.
And they're like, let's redesign these for junior high girls.
Absolutely. They've got they'll slip on their platform flip-flops. They got places to go.
Your jellies and you're ready. Well, this is This Normal? The podcast where we dissect if your quirks, queries, confessions are normal or something completely different. I'm Alyssa Yeoman.
I'm Erin Ingle. It's also the podcast where we debate fashion trends.
Yeah.
And maybe establish some new ones.
Right?
Hopefully.
We are. We've talked about sweatsuits.
Power sweatsuit.
Yeah, we're talking
back.
gauchos.
Workers gauchos.
Working man's gaucho.
Gauchos by Carhartt.
Yeah.
They're coming soon.
They will. I bet they will have a little like tool strap where you can like hold your hammer on it too.
Or like a fun heavy pen for the tween girls. They can get like one of those, like a pen with a big pom-pom on the end of it.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'm really testing the pee-pops with the pen with the pom-pom. How's our new mic covers working?
Yeah.
Sound check for our listeners.
Yeah. I hope that those peas are just popping in your ears right now.
Peas are popping in the pod lounge up here.
They absolutely are. But we had Is This Normal come up like so organically, like right before we started this thing.
My gosh.
Should we talk about it before we hop into the submissions?
To the listeners. So Alyssa relayed to me that another mutual friend was asking up the tree of another mutual friend, like thought they were hot. So we had this is a closer relation of mine. So it went from like mutual friend but closer with Alyssa to me. So now we're 3 steps away from the hot thinking individual and the object of desire. Is it normal to pass your crush related confessions along to a third tier party to hope that it trickles back to the crushable entity?
You know, this one, it's funny because I feel like this is a tale as old as time. You know what I mean? Do we ever really grow out of our like junior high selves? Because
no, here are we 30-somethings.
Exactly. Because at a certain point, it's like you're telling him with the hopes that it does get back to the person, right?
Or at least you're sniffing around to know like whether it's an appropriate crush to have.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe do some due diligence, like what's their story? Like, or if you throw it to a friend of a friend and then they're like, oh yeah, oof, I wouldn't if I were you.
Right.
But you know,
it's just to get some info.
Yeah, you throw some seeds out into the little chicken coop and see
which ones are biting. See which little chickadees are coming for it.
Yeah, there was no note involved. There's no grown note. In that way.
Step up. But I definitely, I mean, in the past, in my single days, that was kind of how you first inquire, right? You ask a friend of a friend or your mutual to kind of get a little bit.
Few and far between are those so bold as to approach the crush, right?
That's true.
Like with a simple, you're fine.
What's up?
Yeah. Do you like what you see? I think that's almost like that's more inappropriate to some extent because we've all done this second, third tier exploration so much that like we expect to be warned.
Yeah.
So it's always very like surprising and bracing when somebody is very straightforward with being attracted to you.
True. Very true.
I assume.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do that when I was single. I would just straight up, depending on the situation, because if you don't have anyone mutual, or you don't want to go through a mutual friend because perhaps you don't want the mutual friend to know that you have the crush.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe
you can be like, go directly to the person and be like, hey, is this a thing? Or are we vibing? Or, you know.
As long as you're a person that can take rejection face to face, it's a great move.
Never, I mean, text to text, never face to face.
Well, excuse me.
Never face to face.
You texted and are we vibing?
I've texted a like, hey, what's up? Like, I have a crush on you.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
so cute.
Like,
I would love to receive that. Even if it was somebody from somebody that I wasn't like feeling, I think I would be like, oh.
It's a form of flattery, right?
100%. Yeah. And like, as long, you know, then it's just out there too. You're not like, there's nothing surreptitious or whatever.
Yes.
Where you're like, oh, now, I mean, it's easy if you're just like, have the like, oh, I'm dating somebody, so scram if you're not into it. But I don't know. I think the straightforward is a wonderful thing. I've had like peaks and valleys in my life. Like I had some confident years where I would have like, I think I did some in person, like, especially, I don't know why, working at a bar, I was like, hi, I have the power. I think you're hot. What's your story?
Yeah.
But those are moments and places in time.
Wow. Young Ingo, young Yomi, just now look at us
tearing through the world. Now we're all committed.
Down.
We're settled down. Since our last episode, in fact, have a sweet screaming little baby in my life.
Yes.
That's downstairs. I was listening back to our old episodes and I was like, damn, you are congested. And I think that's the baby's fault, but now he's out.
Baby congestion. Yeah, and now he's out.
And winded. That was it. I was like, what else was it? I was just running out of breath constantly.
Yeah. Ingo's got her breath back.
I have so much room in my diaphragm.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Cleared out some space. But okay, is this normal to pass it on? I think it goes under normal category.
I think it is. Yeah. Like I think we've determined it's much more rare to be straightforward with it. So it's probably way more normal to be trickling down the line.
Just trying to get that info. Yeah.
So if that's your style, keep on keeping on, you know, as long as you got a good in-betweener to like responsibly and respectfully pass it. Right. Then it's all in good hands.
Right. Also, I don't know if people intended for it to be passed on, but
oops.
My bad. But
oops,
I'm like,
we're little gossips.
Yeah. But I'm like, well, let's see what's had to happen. You're curious. I'll find out if they're curious, you know? So. And
I know that you've known this person long enough for, wow, this is very gossipy now, without any specific information. I'm like, you know this person well enough. They know you well enough that if they gave you the information, they know how well you're going to handle it. Right. They know whether you're going to be keep it secret, keep it safe, or pass it along.
Yeah.
You pass some secret crushes to your steel trap friends. Pass your public crushes to this, you know, the colanders of information. That
if you're looking to, I think I'm a friend who you tell. If you're wondering, I'm a wingman. Yeah. I think that's one of my identifiers of life. Mm-hmm. So I think that's like, if you're telling me you're kind of like, tee it up. Hey, put down some groundwork for me. 100%. Let me know what's up. So I'm like, that's what I'm there for.
It wasn't like Catholic confession to you. It was like it was teeing up. It was passing the ball along.
Right. Mm-hmm. And now I'm wondering too if I heard it even from someone else.
Oh my gosh, an extra layer.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm like, did our other mutual friend tell me this or did they tell me directly? But I think they told me directly. Time
keeps on slipping.
Yeah. But you only let people know, certain people know if you're trying to see what's up. Mm-hmm. So totally normal.
No harm done. Easy breezy, totally normal.
Yeah, and this is the Northwest, so I'm like, you can't really be direct like that here. We don't live like that up here.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. Okay, I mean, I guess we'll move on to submissions because we have other crush-related submissions to kind of kick us off. This one cracks me up, but is it normal to be attracted to the Argyle-wearing father of 3 at work?
Little Stu Pickles vibe.
Yeah. Wow. Stewie.
What's your first instinct?
I love that they put the at work because they have to put it in context because it can't just be a random dad. The Argyles really throw me off though.
I'm thinking, carry on.
That part I'm like, okay, he could be anywhere between the ages of like maybe 35 and like 85 in Argyle.
Yeah. He could be a grandfather of 26.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's a father of 3.
Exactly.
I feel like my first like read on this, I was envisioning like a sort of a Gen Xer.
Yes.
Maybe like wears an Argyle sweater but goes to like record stores on the weekends type of guy.
Right.
That
on
was
the weekend he's wearing his Led Zeppelin shirt.
Oh,
or something like
he's
that.
He's a bad daddy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's like probably some pretty basic and essential like no harm done daddy issues going on, right? You're like, you look safe,
right,
with your cozy Argyle. You're a dad. I know you can take care of people.
Maybe it's your work husband. That's what this also made me think of. I was like, maybe this is a work husband situation, because you know how many kids he's fathered. But I mean, we got a lot of dads up here who are runners.
True.
A lot of fit dads these days. Sure. Now that new generations are having children, you know.
Gone are the days. I just don't feel like. I feel like he's got to be a cutie, you know, like to be attracted to the Argyle wearing. I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe they're like, what is my deal that I'm attracted to this like frumpy man?
Right. It makes me feel like this person doesn't feel like the Argyle part is normal.
Yeah.
Argyle, because it's like
they really put a pin on that.
Right. Because it's like, is it normal to be attracted to the father of 3 at work? Absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes you work with some daddies and you can't help it.
Is it normal to be attracted to the like Patagonia puffer vest wearing father of 3?
That's special to me. That's special. That's
giving. You're leaving him at work.
Yeah, tech bro daddy with the like long sleeve underneath. Yeah, the Patagonia.
You're feeling Argyle dad more than Patagonia puffer dad.
I think because Argyle dad has more taste.
Yeah.
Because he's got like getting dressed up. Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's like, you know, fashion or not, maybe not, but it's when somebody has their own personal style. You're right. Yeah. That's attractive.
When a Patagonia dad, I'm like, you could be any guy in the Northwest. I could throw a rock and hit for you. You know what I mean?
Any old Timothy, Jonathan, Harame, anybody. Yeah. He's just out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that they also specified at work. I think that's a big part of this because I'm like, it's not just in any context because that means whatever they're bringing into the work environment is giving you the vibe, whether they're good at their job or something.
I still think he works at a record store. I don't know why. It's just stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
It's my vision of this dad. I don't know if you're making childcare money working at a record store, but I hope for the best.
Also, why would you be wearing an Argyle sweater to a record store? Just
it's cold in there. They got to keep I don't know.
That's true. It is always drafty.
I think you're right about the work wrinkle too, because you know when we have these different zones in our life that like it's like it's a little microcosm. So it's like, of the guys at work, maybe he's the finest or like the most like
that's a
desirable
fantastic point.
So then you suddenly like when you close out the outside world, you're like, this guy's a 10, even though you maybe would take him out. If you ran into him at a bar or at the dog park, you'd be like, wouldn't notice. But since you see him every day at work, he's like the king.
Yeah, it kind of goes up. I love how your mind thinks.
Thanks, bud.
I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. I do feel like we're dealing with a little bit of that because who you end up attracted to at work, I mean, it is, it's a mess.
I only have 7 coworkers currently, so there's it's a no crush policy for sure.
Yes.
But then like think about the comedy universe where we have our many coworkers.
Yes.
And they're all dirtbags.
And
I love them.
Yeah. Diving into comedy, and I was like, whoa. so many people who are also around at 11 o'clock at night at me, and they're funny.
Yeah.
Crush, 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 crush.
Yeah.
I was throwing crushes back.
Not
when
just
I first
popping
started.
the top off of those crushes and chugging them.
Exactly. Shooting them.
But it was a work crush, and you
But it's
wouldn't
work
have
crush.
been crushing. I doubt
Otherwise,
it. If you didn't have that context.
I have whole relationships that I'm like outside the context of where I maybe met this person. Total wrong pick. I think this one feels special to me.
Does it?
A little bit. Just the Argyle part and the father of three.
So
I'm
their
like,
particularity.
yeah, because it's very specific.
Yeah, it is.
Which makes it feel special. Like,
Permission to disagree.
oh, we have our first one. I wish we had a buzzer for this.
Can you put in a buzzer in post?
Yeah, I'll put a buzzer in post. Let's see if I can try that. Just gonna blow out people's ears. Okay,
Yeah,
you think
I would
this
like
is totally
for you to think it's
normal.
special and for me to think it's normal because I think that it's a contextual crush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contextual crushes. Totally normal or special depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Wow, I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
Look at this.
We did
And
it.
they say there's no honest, tough discourse these days.
People just don't debate like they used to. Okay, well, we'll file that one. That was a split. Listeners,
Split
we'd
decision.
love to hear from you. So we'll give our email at the end of the show. If you have strong opinions, we want to know.
We want your work crush feedback.
Exactly. We love to hear from you.
Okay. Shall I carry us forth into the next submish? Okay. This one is right up my alley. It says, I, quote, hand towel, end quote, myself before grabbing the real towel. ... For the environment. I hand towel myself before grabbing the real towel for the environment.
Wow. A saint.
What are we doing with the hand towel?
Yeah, it almost
Is
feels...
that going back on the rack?
I guess after you dab yourself like a piece of greasy pizza, getting that excess water off. The part that's tripping me out too is like, for the environment, you're using 2 towels at this point.
How is that better?
Yeah, exactly.
Babe.
Oh man.
I don't understand. Yeah. Where is the hand towel coming from? Is it the towel for your hands? Like that is sitting above the sink? That's always
everybody
wet?
uses? Oh yes, always slightly damp.
You
So
do
you're just
not
like,
put that back in rotation after it's touched your parts.
no, and I wouldn't want to use it after everybody's wiped their hands on it who's come through my
Both
bathroom.
ways are insulting to your body and others.
Yeah. I
Goodness.
hadn't even thought about that. It is always damp. And then the real towel, then it's like, what do you need the real towel for? At that point, you should just air dry if you already hand toweled off.
Yeah. For the
Right?
environment.
For the environment.
Air dry.
Maybe this is the same person who lets the water accumulate at the bottom of their bathtub.
They got pruny little toes. They need to wipe down.
They feel bad about that 45-minute shower, so they're like, let me towel off first.
Pre-towel.
Yeah.
And then-
Pre-towel.
Wow, that's a beautiful image, by the way. I'd like somebody to fan art us a person a slice of pizza dabbing themselves off.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
I just don't. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get why 2 towels.
I know. It feels wasteful. I love that they put for the environment, but it automatically to me is signaling like maybe not.
Yeah, the opposite. I'm just trying to picture a world in which this is helpful. Okay, here's how it goes. You hand towel yourself and then you just put on your after shower towel outfit. It's just what you are wearing now.
Right.
It's not for drying you off. It's just a cute little strapless dress that you wear around the house.
Yeah.
So maybe the big towel is always clean. And so they never wash and dry that. Gross. But
Right.
for the environment. So maybe they're only washing small hand towels, and they feel that that's better for the environment. How does this picture I painted work for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're reaching. I can feel it. We're going.
I do reach.
We're trying to always find that positive spin for it, and I love that. But I see what you're saying. They're like, okay, I'm not gonna waste. I'm not like washing big towels, smaller loads. Hand towels can go in with my regular laundry, etc. But I'm like, are you using a fresh hand towel every time? Or maybe you have like a hand towel always for your body and a regular towel. Then you got your other towels in your bathroom at that point. I mean, in my mind right now, I'm already up to like 4 or 5 towels in this bathroom. Exactly.
We gotta store all those.
So,
so you're telling me this is special.
This is special. I think we both feel there's no disagreement on this one. It felt special the moment you started reading it out loud. The quotes, the hand towel in quotes also throws me off. But
I don't know what the inspiration for the quotes was, but like, yeah, I mean, they're saying the small towel, right? Like that's what they're saying with it.
Or are they saying like, I literally use my hand to towel off.
Oh, twist.
In hand towels in quotes because it's like they're calling it a hand towel.
This is breaking this wide open into a whole new zone,
right? Because
so
that makes sense for the environment.
Personally, I would refer to that as a hand squeegee rather than a hand towel.
Yeah, if we want to get exact,
because the hand's not soaking anything up.
No,
you're just moving it around.
Spreading.
Wow. Okay.
Because
what do you think about that? Is that for the environment, and is it normal?
I think it still falls under special. Squeaking. Yeah, as you're hand squeegeeing yourself. But that does make more sense for the environment.
Yes. Now that we're not talking about 2 towels.
Exactly.
The Lord of the Rings, the 2 towels.
Yeah, classic. A classic film.
This is so special and so great.
It's special either way.
Yeah. My beloved husband is he's a drip dryer. Like the towel is merely decor. It's not. He's not using the towel for the environment. It's like he's just out there drying off.
Right.
Yeah.
Just still wet with like yeah. And then puts on a shirt, still wet in the back.
And then I've been accused of being a sociopath for drying myself off completely before I get out of the shower.
Oh, before you even step out.
Got any opinions on that?
I think that I do that in certain circumstances. I feel like a public shower is a big one where I like fully would like towel off before. I've gone through phases in my life. It just depends on how far the hook is. I love being able to be completely dry before you hit all of that cold air again. So
it depends on what type of mat you got out there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to step wet onto a cold tile floor.
Exactly. I feel like that.
Off.
I don't think it's sociopath behavior.
Thank you.
I do think that's special, though.
Yeah, I think it's special. It might be in the minority, at least.
Yeah.
With the drying
people
off.
usually step out, drip, let me get the towel slowly.
Wipe the mirror off with the forearm.
Yeah.
Gaze upon your face.
Yeah.
See how you're doing.
Yeah, how it's
Rosy
looking.
cheeked.
But this one, either way, is definitely a special one.
Feel free to write us to clarify whether you mean hand towel or hand squeegee.
Yeah, because that is going to make a huge difference. If you're using 2 towels, you might want to rethink your opinion of the environment.
And actually maybe how the environment thinks about you, too, as a citizen of it.
Yeah, Gaia's got some things to say.
Well, there's another one. Okay, so we file under special for a 2-towel arrangement.
Okay, this one is a fun one. We know we love the food ones here. So, is it normal fixing stale bread by toasting it? I will say fixing is in quotes, so this person knows they're doing something a little loosey-goosey.
It's not technically better, but it is adjusted.
It is it is different. The toast is no longer. I mean, I've never tried this.
I do this.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't not religiously. Like I'm trying not to let my bread get stale in general. But if you've got, say, you had a pasta night, okay, you had pasta night, you had a big, a nice loaf of like a good bread. You know, you had your good bread loaf of bread out, and it got left out overnight. Oops. But you really want some to soak up the pasta seconds.
Yes.
Put it in the toaster or the oven. It's going to have a little bit of a new zest for life. It's still going to be crunchy and crumbly.
Yeah.
But it's like over toasted feeling instead of like it's just going to feel dry and not stale. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got to make it a face like it's gross.
I cannot. I just don't. I don't get how it makes it less stale. I don't know how it just adds.
We're gonna have to get to the kitchen and experiment.
Yeah, maybe that's something I'll have to try. Because I mean, toasting it in the oven, like toasting bread dries it out. Okay, we know that. So I'm like, it's already dried out. You add more drying out to it. But I guess more of it. Is it a crouton now?
It's close.
Okay.
A slice of crouton. But isn't staleness like not necessarily like fully dry, but like it's like because some things get stale and are not drier, you know, or they're not like crisper.
I guess you're right.
So staleness, we're gonna have to like explore emotionally what staleness really is because
how does Merriam-Webster define stale? That is. Yeah, I just don't see it being maybe I could see it being a fix because I do the thing where I freeze my bread.
Oh, yeah.
And then like we toast it and I'm like, you know, what does it say about staleness?
Okay, so stale of food. This is from Oxford, not Merriam.
Okay. We accept Oxford here as well.
Okay. No longer fresh and pleasant to eat. Hard, musty,
or
dry.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
I can see stale bread being just a little musty versus being dry.
You gonna unmust it in the toaster though? That doesn't sound good to me. I just know that I've tried it and it works, Alyssa. That's all I know.
It works. I mean, maybe I'm the one here who's special who's never tried this. Maybe I'm wasting bread. Maybe that's.
Well, no, you got it in the freezer because so then it never goes stale. So you're just popping it out for use. We might be special with everyone in my household is always like, "Where's the fucking bread?" Because I have it in the fridge. that is how it goes. But they get it. I don't think it's an every function thing though. I'm thinking like an Italian bread, a French bread thing. I wouldn't do it to a sliced sandwich loaf.
You're like out of the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would not do that. I don't think it would make it better, but
I could see it making like a piece of garlic bread from the night before retoasting.
Yeah. It would just warm it up too.
Yeah.
You watch The Bear?
I watched The Bear.
You see where you made him put the tray of water?
I've seen The Bear.
Do you know how I made him put like the tray of water in the oven with the bread because it was drying out?
Yeah.
Maybe that's our move.
That is. Then it's really fixing it. But this person just sounds like they're putting it.
You're right. You know what? I'm just trying to solve their stale bread problems instead of focusing on the real question, which is this normal?
Yeah.
I'm biased, but I bet it's probably special.
I think it's
poor
special
people behavior that I've acquired over the years.
Yeah, I think this is a special thing to do. I think it's I'm gonna say it. It's innovative.
Fuck.
It's innovative.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll give it that category. Because I mean, will I try this next time I approach a piece of stale bread? Probably, but. I can't even conceptualize it now.
No, yeah. It is hard to imagine now that I'm saying it out loud how putting it in the toaster or in the oven would make it any better. It's hard to imagine, but I know that I've tried it and I've had some success. So
yeah.
You know what? Some people are out here just playing 4D chess.
Ain't that the truth?
And the fourth dimension is the toaster.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Not all of us can see it, but those who can will
maybe
toast.
We'll have to like run some culinary experiments for like a video bonus to this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Although describing food to someone else via a visual or auditory medium is not the best way to convey what food is like. So you do it at home. You know what? We'll give it a try.
If I've learned anything from cooking shows, all we have to say is things are balanced. That's the key.
It's balanced.
It's balanced.
That's what it is.
But I think that was it for our bag today.
And this was a pretty balanced bag.
It was a balanced bag.
It was
I
balanced.
will say, a little something for everybody.
Some specials, some normals, some innovations, and our first disagreement.
Our first.
Wow.
It's exciting.
Of the podcast. I think we've disagreed on live shows before.
Yeah, exactly. But our first one on record, someone's going to be able to use this against us in court.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They're going to try to prove that, that we, like, it's going to be in our divorce settlement or something. Like, they've actually had a lot of disagreements.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. Well, shoot. When this comes out, I hope that the weather is good for you all.
Yeah, and I hope you're sharing this podcast with your friends.
I would love that.
You're subscribing. Mm-hmm. Let's go off on a review.
Oh, we'd love this. We've been absolutely tickled to have some very kind 5-star reviews. And, and we'd love to hear another one.
Yeah, we'll land on a review and then we'll let y'all get to reviewing this yourselves.
Oh, we have one more thing too.
Huh?
You hit that review.
Okay, let's hit the review. This is from Satan Spawn 666. First of all, we love you. Shout out for that name.
Great username. Great work.
And it says, wow, wowzers. These two humans are so funny and charming. Feels like I'm hanging with old friends. Keep up the good work. Thumbs up.
Thank you, Satan Spawn 666.
Thank you.
That is so sweet. We're having a great time recording this. And, we just, the thing that I wanted to bring up was that we love to connect with our hive, our crew. And we had pitched very casually the name Normies, but I did get a great suggestion from mi hermano, my brother. He said, what about the Normcore for our fans? You can imagine it CORE or CORPS, however you want to do it, like Marine Corps.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm loving it so far. So
I love it.
If you can beat Normcore, then you be our guest. But so far, I think that's a great name for our crew.
Yeah. Are you part of the Normcore? Hell yeah, you are.
Hell yeah. Just by being here, you are.
Absolutely. So if you want to submit your Is This Normal, there's a link in the show notes. The form is completely anonymous. I want to make that clear. Nobody's submitted anything on the form.
It's do not worry about it. We won't take your email.
We don't collect your email. Nothing like that. You can submit as many times as you want. If you have a few, we won't know it's you every time.
Precisely. You can submit to opposing viewpoints just to see which one gets more traction.
Exactly. But use the form. Definitely submit your Is This Normal. Share this podcast with a friend. Subscribe, review. And we're so thankful for you, Normcore.
Hell yeah. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.